Good evening, everyone. We have a few guest performers. Nice appearances on the Poetry Corner. Quentin from Let's Talk getting the show ready. I'm the author and poet, King Atterbury. It's been a long time since we had something special. Feel it in your vessel as we rock on many levels. It's gonna be exciting with all those arriving. Enjoy all the guests, spitting dope recitals. A mutual respect when we start, I might check. The vibes become strong as we all connect. All pieces released to the mind of a listener. We all be rocking so that you'll remember. Tune in every week on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to the channel so you can get a view. There's no surprise when the bar level rise. When bass is less talk, that's keeping me high. The Poetry Corner. The Poetry Corner. Stop, look, and listen to the Poetry Corner. The Poetry Corner. The Poetry Corner. Stop, look, and listen. It's the Poetry Corner.
Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, as well as our other streaming channels. And it's Tuesday night, 8 p.m. As usual, Poetry Corner every Tuesday at this time. I know we had a little time issue, but hopefully going forward, everybody would know that it's 8 p.m. Eastern. Um, so we're gonna start.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be back home. I thought I started off with a piece that I just wrote. It's very powerful to me. Sometimes when we look back over our lives and we have moments that form our character, it's very difficult to write. It's very difficult to capture. But every now and then we can do that. And I did this with this piece, I feel. It's called Rollerboy. The disco ball is in a slow rotation, emanating cascading showers of multicolored lights throughout the roller rink. I watched this black boy in full afro stand and then pirouette in the middle of the floor. He was majestic, floating, now surrounded within a swirl of skaters rolling on the hardwoods. He was as lovely as a swan, enclosed within the reeds. Yes, it seemed he was alone. Yes, it seemed we were alone. Just he and I in loneliness. See, the church folks say he gay. They say they know from the sway in his hips. They say when kids leave him beaten, teased, and called names on schoolyards, it's just child's play. How could words hurt? But if words truly hold no power, then why do they pray on Sundays? This was his introduction to judgment. This poor child. They wanted him to void his vibrancy, diminish his light, to train him to paint in faded silhouettes and muted rainbows. His invitation to hold shame and bury it forever. And though I never really knew you, and I also was a black boy who knew loneliness all too well. I wanted to scream, do not accept their version of you. I tried to speak, but I could not utter a word. It would be the last time I ever left someone in need. Rollerboy, wherever you are in the world, I want you to know I've thought of you every day since that day I saw you stand and then pirouette in the middle of the floor. You are majestic, floating, now surrounded within a swirl of skaters rolling on the hardwoods. You are as lovely as a swan, enclosed within the reeds. And yes, I prayed for you so that you would never be alone. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Brian. Yes, sir.
Great
Welcome
job.
back.
Great job.
Welcome
Great
Hey,
job.
back.
brother.
Yes,
Hey, hey,
sir.
hey,
It's
Brian.
definitely dope, man.
That was dope.
Brian, before you go and we go to the next poet, could you tell us about the event that you're doing on Friday?
Yes, I was asked to do an event for an organization called Fighting Pretty. They help breast cancer patients, um, and support them in various different ways. So I was asked to join a few of my friends and try to raise money for the cause. So that'll be this Friday from 7 to 9.
Great, great, great. It's a good cause.
Thank you for
Make,
asking.
make sure that we like, share, and subscribe, and try to tune in as much as we can on Friday.
I knew it. I knew it. I was like, please don't put me after Brian. He's so good. That boy good. So, and we're talking about some of our favorite things. Of course, that song was ringing in my head. And I call this Just the Little Things. A beautiful sunrise when I open my eyes. A light, warm drizzle of rain falling on my face. The soft kiss on my lips that give me butterflies. The smell of freshly picked honeysuckle. The last bite of goodness melting in my mouth. The sound of belly aching laughter. The comfort of my mother's hug. Peace when the world seems to be upside down. My time being cherished by someone as if it was their own. Just being still with nothing to do and nowhere to go. Just the little things. And peace.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, Cole. That was real nice.
One of my favorite things poetically um, is women. So I titled this piece Poetically Her. It's something about her. I mean the way she speaks, her. From the sensual softness of her touch to the beauty in her eyes that say so much. When I see her, I'm nervous with excitement because she is to be adored with no resentment, rather greeted like the queen she is, especially when she knows how to handle her biz, dressed like a Fortune 500 CEO, or walking around sipping wine in a chemise, listening to Neo, because she's so independent. But she knows and she enjoys the presence of a man who is diligent in searching and seeking her out to learn her love language, no doubt. She's so stunning and visually appealing, but her mind is so unique, and I'm stealing just a few more glances at her radiance. That's become the object of any man's desire, but just by chance, maybe I could be near her, to smell her, to hear her, to feel her. It's just something about her that I could never see my life without her, ever. She is woman, one of my favorite things poetically as a man, because she's so dope. Alexa, play some Velvet Rope. In peace.
Okay.
Oh, okay, bro.
Boy, man, you
You on one tonight.
you so dirty. Dirty.
I have one, and after Brian, I felt that I should read this one. It's called What If? What if you watched your son read books about gay pride the thoughts when he was so young you feared are true, not lies? What if you watched your son grow up before your eyes? When he was 3, the world would despise. I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. Let me do the other one. It's called the same thing, but I had to I rewrote it about 5 years ago. What if you watched your son when 3 or 4 or 5 prance and sing and twirl about, flitting from side to side? What if you watched your son grow sweetly from a babe? You see how he is different from other boys his age. What if you watched your son play with dolls and clothes for girls? He never plays cowboys or cops. He was busy with spins and twirls. What if you watched your son play family every day? He would always be the mother or sister for a change. What if you watched your son prefer the color pink, dress up clothes of lace and silk, no pirates, ninjas, or Monsters, Inc.? What if you watched your son have many friends, all girls? He fit right in and they loved him. He loved their hair and curls. What if you watched your son read books about gay pride? The thoughts when he was so young you fear prejudice would make him want to die. What if you watched your son grow up before your eyes? You knew when he was 3 the world would him despise. I watched him grow and said, be proud of who you are. God made you in his image. He made you just the way you are. In peace.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Lady A.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Lady A is here.
Yeah, it's me? Wow. I think you should tell me first before you do that. But okay. My favorite things, my son's laughter, my children's smiles. Um, I like wild cherry Pepsi, sushi, steak, um, food, good food, um, and curves. But that's not what I'm doing tonight. Um, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a true story because we're just gonna do that, right? All right. So I'll read this to you. The promise of intelligence in children is not deemed dimmed until they meet with darkness that compromises their innocence. Cruelty comes early in children who learn to mock those who wear indigence and starvation like a dirty smock. Messy, unavoidable, lacking the comprehension for their situations, but still learning how to live. The most unfortunate have multiple strikes against the air of smarmy popularity, and I was one. Wearing poverty like shades at night, unable to see but still thought I was accepted. Speech escaped my words as a stutter kept repeating like a DJ scratch. Nervousness exacerbated it, and the silence becomes your friend. A lisp and the failure of a dexterous tongue held consonants hostage, and my deck was stacked. I was the living metaphor for dirty, like peanuts pig purring, asthmatic, peasy-headed, plain poor, yet unaware I was the subject of all that's wrong with childhood. And it was all good just a week ago. Kickball, steal the bacon, hide and go seek, how summertime smiles and ice cream cones at its peak. It's amazing how summer playmates turn into tormentors the first day of school. This excommunication happens and no, you not cool. No new jeans, no fresh kicks, cracking and going in will leave you sick to a second grader. Black. White with horror, each sunrise the faces assailants, and time again with no true voice to talk back. Soon the attack, because once the words hurt, then the fist flirt. And all I could do was swallow, because anger with a stutter is just funny. And have you ever been laughed at and smacked in the face because you couldn't get out the word to voice your pain? And victims are often blamed for not speaking up and only tearing up each and every time they have to relive their experience time and time again. And I call going to school my second circle of hell. Schools will have pity on you, send you to specialists to help you how to learn to speak well. His name, John Sheck. White, tall, brown hair, slender, wore burgundy sweaters, light blue pants, not stylish, very vanilla. He spoke to us as if we didn't know that the words that left our mouths were a collection of our race and our economic circumstances surrounding it. There was no encouragement, just drill. Say it again, write it again, say it again, write it again, stop it. Don't cry. Only babies cry. Sometimes he said hi in the hallway when he walked by, and he was more concerned with these results than getting to know us or how we came to these twisted words and missing parts of speech that our mothers didn't teach, because every now and again he would smile and made it worthwhile to keep trying to maybe make him proud so he can say that he taught me to speak normally. And the day it happened, it was also clear. We sat doing drill, pronouncing word after word, and a woman teacher came in from a higher grade and came in and said, "Let me know if you can make it, John." And I was more in shock because it sounded like they really knew each other. That warm intonation that sounds like they were lovers. Maybe I didn't know my place. But his name spilled out my face. John Check. He said, "You can't call me by my first name. Back to the exercise." And I said, "Okay, John." And laughed. His face seemed to grow bright red. And he said, "You know what? You stay after." And I thought I was going to get yelled at for my laughter because it was a joke, some fun I got to poke. And once the others left, he leaned back in his chair and he said, "Come here. Didn't I tell you not to say my first name?" And I said, "Yes." And he hit me hard in my chest, his palm like a Channel 5 Kung Fu movie strike. And I felt all the wind leave me, the shock, the heat on my chest, the loss of breath. He asked me again, and I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even breathe. He rolled up his sleeve and he hit me 2 more times. Whether he knew it or not, to a kid with asthma, once the air leaves your lungs, you will not be able to breathe. You panic and hyperlate. And in my state, he left me on the room floor crying, trying to catch my breath. He cut the lights off and told me to get it together. I could have died. He left school a week after. Congratulations said over the loudspeaker for him leaving to the Navy to become an officer, sailing on and into his future. And I had never told anyone that I met with evil that day. An evil one. The screams died in my throat, unable to breathe, my chest numb. I began the slow track to believing that to be smart is dumb when you are black. So again, I stayed. The promise of intelligence in children is not dimmed until they meet with darkness that compromises their innocence, at least in my case.
Heavy piece, bro.
Oh man,
Heavy piece, bro. Heavy
That was
piece.
definitely
deep.
deep,
Oh
man.
my
Deep
goodness.
word.
Mm.
Appreciate.
All right. A few of my favorite things poetically is a good book. I love holding one to read for convenience sake, reading online, to escape, if only for a while. The TV holds my favorite ghetto fab shows. I know, it's a guilty pleasure. It gives me license to laugh. Crocheting takes my mind places after a hard day of work, something mindless to send me to beautiful spaces in my head where I don't have to worry about how the world turns. In my daydreams where senseless killings stop, everyone gets along before the world crashes and burns. Walking is my next favorite thing I do to clear my mind. It works like a charm when peace I'm trying to find. The last of my favorite things are flowers because of the beauty they hold. They come in so many sizes and colors, so bright and bold. But the yellow tea rose is my favorite because it represents the blue and gold, and that's my piece.
All right.
Yes.
All right,
All
all
right.
right, all
You
right.
better
You
get it,
better
you
do
pretty poodle.
it.
Flowers,
You
flowers.
better get it, you pretty poodle. I see you, poodle.
I hadn't put myself back on mute from snapping my fingers for Adrian because Miss VIP did that. She killed it. I love books too. Um oh God. I wrote down 3 words and I told myself to use them if I got 2 or 3 times to go. So I'm gonna go with number 1. My first word was babies. Not most of my life, but all of my life. People have been calling me the baby lady. I love them in a way that is, for some parents, sickening. For people who don't have children, it makes their pulse quicken. For people who do and have given birth to a child or two, they would seek me out so that their child could come to my daycare and preschool. I love the way that infants, when they're first born, smell from the time they have come out of their mom until they're, I don't know, about a year old. Well, I'm not saying that after that they stink. I'm just saying that there's this magical baby scent that's distinct before they turn a year old. I love babies with every fiber of my being and soul. A lot of the babies who were in my care are now in their 30s, and some have husbands, wives, and children of their own. I needed to retire. I have 3 grandchildren, and I'm just going to say counting because my daughter's engaged to a man who's Mexican, and I'm not trying to be a racist, but y'all know they have big families. I come from a big family too. She was an only child. Her fiance was as well. So I'm sure that they like to have at least one child that is his and hers together. And for me, it's okay. I'm not even tripping. It's so well. It's not even a bad thing. What it is reality. It's the loving embrace that you have when you combine 2 different families. I was just reflecting back on 420 because even though it was a holiday for me, it used to be my wedding anniversary when I was married to my daughter's dad. Had we stayed married, we'd be married for 30 years right now. We couldn't because he wasn't ready to be a husband or a father when we got married. But it took me 12 years to realize that I was beating a dead horse. And that was okay because the best thing that came from that marriage was our daughter, of course. She was amazing. Sometimes I tell her to her face, if I could pick my own child, I'll still pick you. She knows that I mean it, and I do. I love babies. They are so amazing. If you watch them from the time that they're born, for a few weeks old, all the way up until they're grown, it's an amazing transformation to see in real time. That has always been a pleasure of mine. So when I list things that are favorite of mine and give you a freestyle that's poetic in regards to things that I love and that are wonderful to me, the first thing that came to mind was babies in peace.
Okay. Bring that storm.
All right, Gina.
Thank you.
Coming through.
Hey.
Hey, Tiff.
Everyone.
Hey, Tiff.
How you guys doing? I'm glad to be back another week.
Glad to have
And
you.
here is what I'm sharing. I don't even have a title for this poem, but here it goes. But you can't pick me. I choose to whom I give. Wrapped up beautifully, you must understand I am a gift. And when I say understand, I do mean comprehend. That means you must discover me, cherish me carefully, and it's best you not forget. And if the gift of me is too precious for you, then to someone else, myself, I can give. You see, a gift is meant to be felt and used according to its instructions, something too many don't remember well after introductions. And don't get it confused, I'm not gift like Christmas or a gift like on your birthday. I'm a gift like on this day you were born, on the day our static exchange, you were torn between the new life I represent and the one you were living before. I'm gift like the present, I'm gift like talent, I'm gift like blessing from above. I'm gift like keen ability, gift like legacy. I'm gift like who do you love? I'm gift like you succeed me when I'm good, ready, and ripe. And even if you pick me up tonight, I still be the one giving you life. Life like the nourishment of my words, life like La Vida of my energy transferred. Transferred through our conversations, recitals, and each touch, touching more than physical, touching like it's never too much. This gift is monumental. This gift is for your mental. This gift isn't for some men, though. This gift even had some men close to feeling like they chose me. Those men were too simple to realize my decree. You can't select me, only be elected to receive. This gift can't be got, only given by me.
That's what I'm talking about right
All
Oh, you
there.
right.
better spit that.
That's
Come
what I'm talking
through.
about right
Come
there.
I don't even
through.
want to go behind you.
Thank you.
It was definitely dope. Love it.
Thanks.
Love everybody. This piece I titled Enjoyment. Some days are better than others. Some days are a mystery. Without judgment, clouded my train of thought, I take a ride to the beach in Cape May. Skies are bright, sunshine exposing its beautiful rays upon the people. As I walk across the sand, feeling the radiance of a clearance coming upon me. No second guessing about the day I'm about to endure, watching the waves in the water touch land of sand and wonder just how peaceful the setting is. Many years ago, I didn't appreciate. Nowadays I meditate and pray, searching for heaven's lovely gates. What a delight upon sight as I'm watching many cultures in their chairs. Accommodation is welcomed by the Creator who controls all that exists. Birds flying high and low as their flight patterns are shown. Oh man, what a nice way to grow a smile inside the physical body. I know everything isn't for everybody, but King adore the natural occurrences. So as the weight of the world and its issues are lifted, I can enjoy an afternoon while handling my business. King.
Okay.
You better
Handle
spit.
your business.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Trying to.
You see, you growing that hair too. Don't think you slick.
Sorry about that. As you know, I'm the good answer guy. Good answer. Good answer. That was a hell of a round one. I want to thank everybody. That was a hell of a round one. So I read Rollerboy last time because I just wrote that piece 5 minutes before showtime. But as far as my favorite things, I think that was the theme. Obviously, for me, is being the dad. You know, I lost my dad when I was 7, and so being a father is the greatest thing that that I have, you know, in my life. But you know, being an artist, I wrote a piece called "Alive" to challenge myself. This is not a true piece. This is just art. Alive. No, my son, I wasn't there when you were born. And no, my son, I wasn't there to hold your mother's hand. I was not a father to you. I was dead to you. As a boy, my last words to my father were not of love. I was too young to know that I'd never see him again. His eyes, I will never forget as he walked away. They are the same eyes I see now as a man when I look into mirrors on lonely nights. They are sad. They are full. A shame not forgiven. I cursed myself and retreated within, and thus a poet was born. A father is not supposed to die so young. My inheritance, his talent for words. But there are none. I find sufficient, my son, as I stand before you now. So I plead, I was too young to lose him, and I was too young to receive you. No, my son, I wasn't there when you were born. And no, my son, I wasn't there to hold your mother's hand. I was not a father. I was dead to you. So let it be said that I abandoned you. And let it be said that I was afraid. But you were always loved. My indigo child, too good for this world. Much more than my son to me, you are my inner peace, my redemption. What I lost as a boy, I find anew in you. So forgive me and let me be alive. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Brian.
Good
Yes, sir,
job.
Brian. I love that piece,
Nice.
bro.
All right, Brian. That's dope.
Okay. So let's talk about our favorite things. And this might sound kind of crazy, but I am my favorite thing. So if you don't love yourself, nobody else will, right? So I'm gonna do this one. No title. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Yeah, but when I'm loud, I get considered aggressive. My hands might be moving too much or my neck rotating with too much attitude. That's okay because I am who I am and I will say what I want to say. Thinking back, I once had a girl say she wished she had a tan like mine. I laughed and I asked, "Oh, so you want to be black?" She exclaimed, "Oh no." It was cool though because I love the skin that I'm in. Although my hair may be a little unruly at times, I love every kink and tight curl. My lips are not only full, but a luscious treat. They are all natural, not needing any injection or filler of any type. My hips are wide with curves. I can balance a baby on them, do a two-step, and I miss a step in my stride. My thighs are thick, and yes, my legs touch. So what? I never had a complaint. Finding a pair of good fitting jeans is very rare, but I'm fine with a little tugging and jumping than not having much there at all. Some people would pay for what I got. So I'm blessed with being a Black woman. Truth be told, there is none better. I am Black and I am proud. In peace.
Yes.
All right, Nicole. That's what's up. That was dope.
All right. One of my other favorite things is movies. I specifically have 3 movies that I must watch all together. One of those movies being Love Jones, another one, Brown Sugar, and the one I'm going to honor with this piece tonight, Love and Basketball. This piece is called Hoop Dreams. She looked at me like I was Q, and I looked at her like she was my Sydney too, trying to hide my busted emotions while she making her curfew devotions. We share a common bond, that one thing between us, physical heat that lasts so long. I mean, between the two of us, there's no mistake of how scrupulous our new young feelings are. Putting all our feelings into an orange ball filled with air that would give us both a scar, not just the one on her cheek, but someplace internally deep. We didn't know that a night of passion and thirst would create this obsessive action, needing a referee to keep the balance between pain and hurt. So I've fallen down in a pile of dirt just for you to notice me. And I see those juicy fruit lips calling me, outlined and contoured and shiny, posing just right and grabbing my attention. Why? Why do I have to go to practice? So I can be the best baller with a jump shot sharper than a cactus? And you are a total distraction. But my love was taking a fall. The air came out of my basketball. My Jordans then fell apart. The water in my jug was now drops, while my heart couldn't take any more offense. It was time to play defense. The coaches wanted to put in a sub. I can't watch my heart from the bench club. But I'm like, don't take me out, coach. Let me approach things a little different, because she's what I want. And yet I'm watching my life play out like a Black love movie. And here I am on the couch soaking my feet, listening to this woman's work, and me no longer in the starting lineup. Yet my high tops are hung up. Love and Basketball. That's that piece.
You better spit.
Okay, bro.
Okay. You muted.
I wrote this back in 2015, and it's called We Are the Hope. Looking through glasses of rose at a time when the world was less mean, peace was a word with strength and poise. Today there is no such thing. His chorus of thoughts are implanted into each newborn babe. The world would soon be enchanted with bouquets of having a dream. Country to country across many seas, I travel to tell of this news. China's communist government falls and democracy finally rules. To Africa, where famine abounds and water is scarce to drink, where wars are fought and children starve and women live on the brink. Mothers proclaim king's words will reign, and our children and life will abound. No more murder or rape or sorrow to sing. Dr. King's choir is now world renowned. We are the hope. The dream was king's. Of harmony and love he preached. All voices now in unison sing. Peace on earth is finally reached. End poem.
Okay, lady.
All right, lady A. All right, lady A. That's what we talk about.
This is one of my favorite favorite pieces, and it's called Love's Return. I was like a weeping willow until you passed me by. Your energy revived me. Now you're all I see. My leaves lean towards the sun, my veins full of emotion. I can feel again, as far as any ocean. I was in self-exile, a fortress for years, but some of it was me. I was in the forest but couldn't see my self-worth. That's why I leaned over. I knew my spirit was good. I wished on that four-leaf clover that I could be like the phoenix to rise once more. Because against all odds, love has finally come at last, knocking on my sealed heart's door. Now, instead of the color blue, red, rich blood runs through me, all because of you. My leaves are green, soft as silk. Now I want to be seen. You said you want me to be your queen. You said I was beautiful, wanting to know my soul. Your energy feeds me, your love. Compassion has made me whole. I dream of a blessed, filled, vowed day. The promises we make, fulfillment and joy abounding in every way. And just think, I was just a tree. Now I'm a woman in love because you came my way and found me. And that's that piece.
Oh man.
All right, all right, all right.
I love love.
Definitely in the house.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was muted. All right, I'm stuck between two pieces, and then I got a spread after this. So you know what it is. Excuse the bathroom, something's in the bathroom, so if you're tall flushing. That's what 8-year-olds do. They don't care. What should I do? You guys want some revolution, or you want some hot, sexy poetry?
Revolution.
Oh, I was on the hot.
I mean,
hot, sexy poetry.
That's the direction I'm heading next. So you might as well, whatever you do, bro.
Oh, because I like being brilliantly filthy. But anyway, let's do some hot, sexy poetry. Why not? Why not? Why not? Oh, I love sex, but I just don't get enough of it. I don't even have a lot of it. I don't even have any of it. Anyway, that's besides the point.
TMI.
I'm sorry. We're not chin checking people. Here we go. I can feel you from here. Your eyes peering deeply, passion crouch, waiting to pounce, and I am consumed and I bare my throat, waiting to show my submission to your desires. Opening resistance, subjugation to your will for you to speak sexy and whisper to my hoarding and bid it to come forth and serve. Wrap me, gently, not harm. Make soft, hard, then soft again. Draw out, I can feel you from here. Your eyes peering deeply, passion crouch, waiting to pounce. Draw out my intentions. How may I please you? I'm so selfish. Your V makes me share. You take all of we bind. Two bodies entwined in affection, cultivating familiarity with intimacy and exploration can truly speak wordlessly. For some dream on planes beyond tangibility, seeking ethereal encounters on contact of skin to skin, lip to lip, palm to palm, breath to breath, and desire to desire. You are likely to hear me ask you while I am pressing and staring you if you know where you are as I push and reach, if you know what you have when you open your eyes. Do you know what you see when you are searching, when you seek, and I am at your center? Whether it's my essence or my mere presence. Our two bodies, flesh manifesting convergence of flesh transcending energy, calling forth consciousness far beyond the voice of articulation. But if we but listen while our two bodies speak in tongues, fingers, toes, knees, torsos, elbows, smalls of backs and bases of necks, curves of shoulders and grooves of joints, slopes of thighs, and depths of unseen landscapes inside. Poem.
Yes, sir, my brother.
That was enough.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That was enough.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Okay, my brother.
All right, I'm out of here. Brilliantly Filthy, yes. The Honey Drippers is on at 9 p.m. on the Pippin Radio Universe. Come for a good time. Our theme is Menage a Trois. That's what we'll be doing, group pieces and all kinds of the sort to do some trois type stuff. If you're prepared, you're ready. Get a drink, roll something up. I know you're not supposed to say it, but I'm saying anyway. Roll something up, get yourself, be calm, sit on a towel, get a towel, have a towel, let you help somebody. And that's my message. God bless y'all. Good night. Later, King.
All right, brother.
Well,
No doubt.
all righty then.
No doubt. You already know.
Peace out, Mojave. Oh my God.
This piece is called Black Love.
Okay.
All right.
Black love means I only want you, just us. In a world of infidelity, iniquity, Black love means I drink from my own cistern. Where everyone else drinks isn't my concern. Black love means I don't have to worry about you. If you're stepping out on me, not being true. Black love takes aim at the mind, being sure the heart will follow and feel the same. Black love, real love that takes courage to be yourself. Be strong yet vulnerable. Get the message? Black love means sacrificing to be a blessing to each other, whether familial or mankind, platonic or romantic, we're connected. Black love takes time to cultivate, meaning you don't have to worry if we're equally yoked. We have good conversations, we relate. Black love is no matter the color, the job, the money, where you live. You're my brother, sister, spouse, lover. Black love is you and I, a love like no other. And that's that piece.
You better spit that. Yes.
Black love.
Fire.
Love it.
Thank you.
All right, so this next piece I'm going to do combines two more of my favorite things. Well, really three. Poetry, of course, the Marvel Universe, and eroticism. So this piece is called The Erotic Marvelous Verse. Do you want to feel my Black Panther? As we grind and mesh pelvises in our city of erotic Wakanda forever, you grab hold of my vibranium and submerge it into your marvelous universe with pandemonium, exploring this X-Man with your fingers and tongue and calling out in your native tongue, dripping, moaning and groaning has me sipping on your elixir made of your nectar. I mean, I'm a savage avenger, yearning to be more than just your winter soldier, maybe just an elemental warrior from a planet or a solar system close to Uranus. I mean, Uranus sought me out just to touch your queendom in a realm of delicious possibilities, from endless battles for your infinity stones, the ones I yearn to have in my mouth, and this Jessica Jones, strength pent up inside this mere mortal with a war machine spirit draped in her chocolate portal. The kiss of a black widow caressed my chest as your bare nakedness was pressed against the window, as the massive hulk of incredibleness tears down his secret identity to pleasure all of your erogenous zones into serendipity, while the tooth of my saber bites you ever so gently as the giver of an A4 sized orgasm, while embracing your back spasm as you quiver and shake in pleasure, while my cloak and dagger points to a satisfying gesture, the one where your storm rains all over me and becomes the norm. Whether you desire the Asgardian gods, against all odds, I will be so serene as your bloodthirsty Wolverine, falling into a dead pool, not a cesspool of the wettest, fondest memories of you calling my name with no worries. Cause your jasmine vanilla fragrance got my spidey senses tingling with no chance that a rogue empire could fall into this erotic parallel verse filled with fire that burns into your phoenix. Thanos snapped his fingers, but this is an endgame remix. See, your soul did a full play reprise. While you scream Maya Angelou, still I rise. And that's that piece.
We weren't ready. We
All right, brother.
All right.
Live
That
on
was hot.
stage.
I had a Carter stroke.
Thank y'all.
That was
Thank y'all so
definitely dope,
much.
yo. Word.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. One love, one mic. I got to dip off to this next show, but hopefully we'll see y'all there.
No doubt. No doubt, brothers. Thank you.
That was excellent. Yeah, so somebody said something about the kids. So I'm coming back with a piece called Take Your Time. And I'm sure that we can all relate to that. If we don't have kids, we have nieces and nephews. So I'll get right into it. Take your time. Little black girl in the beauty parlor, among the ladies of color, swapping recipes and talking gossip. She listening to grown folk business, thinking she grown. So she walks to the front of the shop and puts her hands on her hips, hold her other hand up and out like she's stopping traffic, and she say, I ain't gonna be no woman that have to have a man. And if he wanna be with me, he got to have a plan. Mm-hmm. I know that's right. Sucks her teeth, then rolls her eyes and swings her neck with attitude. Go ahead, little Miss Thing. Go ahead, little Miss Thing. Little black boy in the barber shop among the men, speaking on sports and talking about women with the scent of aftershave in the air. He sit listening until he starts smelling himself, thinking he grown. So he walks to the front of the barber shop, sticks out his little bird chest like he holding up the sky he about to fly in. And he say, though my last name ain't King, I'm still gonna let freedom ring. And if the Liberty Bell is cracked, I'm still gonna do my thing. And then he struts across the floor, getting fist pumps from every man in every chair along the way. Go ahead, little man. Go ahead, little man. Take your time, little black children. We love you as you are. Take your time, little black children. We love you as you are. Thank you.
All right, Brian. Word. That was dope, yo.
Yes, yes.
Definitely flew out.
Your mic, Gina.
Your mic is muted.
I'm on mute. Look, I'm mutating. I'm mutating on the wrong show. So here I am on Poetry Corner, and I'm usually upstairs, but I had to come downstairs for something because somebody knocked on my door. Somebody dropped out a gift for my mom. So on my list of favorite things, the first thing was babies, and the second was love. So I'm going to freestyle a piece about the love of my life. I have been married and divorced twice. I have only one actual example of what real love feels, tastes, and look like. My reality is I've been kissing frogs all along. But this is the thing that I want you to know. I'm not on here to sing the blues. This ain't no sad love song. Nah. See, I had the opportunity to be in the presence of a man who had brilliance and the tenacity to live in spite of his circumstance. And the terrible thing about him being gone and me being here is this. There are people who only knew us because of us doing collaborations, and that's the thing they'll most miss. They have no idea what that feels like for me. I love that man with every fiber of my being. I've never half asked or kind of loved anyone ever previously, but it was the first time in my life that I had love that was reciprocal. It meant the world to me. When I found out on Saturday that he had passed away, all I could think of was the poetry community. They're going to miss Storm's cadence because we'll never again be. There used to be a thing that I would say on the mic, and I won't cry when I say it right now because I've said it before and I got my mind right. He's King's Cadence, and I'm Gina Storm. Together, we're Storm's Cadence, and that's our piece. We would do these collaborations that mean the world to me. I can listen to them repeatedly because they're in archives and been recorded by my big brother Dexter, Clarence Ferguson Jr. To some of you, C-level 34 music for others. But the reality is, he said, Dee Dee, you have to accept this. He's gone, but he loved you with his dying breath. I had a conversation with his mother, his aunt, and his sister before I came on, and I was late getting to the show. And the thing that made me go was that Randy Sinclair Rogers is now the bar. And even though I kissed frogs previously, I found out my worth thus far. I'm 51 years old and I had never been previously loved right. There was nobody who had my back more than he did every morning, noon, and night. If I'm never loved again in a way that is reciprocal, I know that I had previously. So I just gotta say it one more time. He's the bar for me. Randy Sinclair Rogers, babe, because people forgot my name because all they did was call me baby. I love you. Rest in peace.
All right, everybody. It's a piece entitled Haagendaz Love Time. Something special about your smile and how I feel the whole hay. Wondering perhaps one day I can choose to walk your way. Just to taste your flavor as if it's Baskin and Robbins. Plain view can only happen if the others are forgotten. So, my thoughts vary. There are a lot of ideas to carry. Propose, engage, marry, hoping the time won't pass me. Keep heart-to-heart connection without searching or reaching. My affection is a blessing, my whole life is a lesson. If you scoop me up, I'm looking nice. Paint a picture, baby. Place us together in the mix, unique and qualified, maybe. The fold of us is trust. Tell me how you want your lust. Never do I want you rush. Nice and slow is a must. Hold me in your mental. I know what's instrumental. Could be highly essential. Back and forth, let's get into. Lady, I love you. Exhibit the light that's true to form. Make a man want to have you in his arms. Word is bond. No longer in the moment. I check how you be walking, especially when you're talking. So easy to get lost in. Cool conversation, steady patience while I'm waiting. Do you mind special occasions? Can I get myself stationed next to you when I come through and make a move? Check how I do, leave clues in present view. My wings carry things that belong to my songs. Present stay strong, relaxed and calm in this poem. Power of the universe, sun, moon, and stars. When I'm driving in my car, I often wonder where you are. Think out the box, you're a fox with a lot. Write you this letter, no dot. Words mark the spot. King.
Ooh,
Okay.
all right.
Haagen-Dazs love.
All right. All right. So I know a lot of people are doing their favorite pieces. This is one I do kind of like, so I'm gonna go with it. It's untitled. As I remember the events of yesterday, I noticed how my last 5 heartbeats were beyond erratic. Squirming in my chair as if I was listening to Eddie King Jr. belting out that note on stage. Not only was I brought to my highest peak of ecstasy, having me slumped over like ladies singing the blues, the session had my heart racing, speeding down a winding hill with no brakes, mahogany. I think a tear might have fell when I thought of the embrace we experienced just before we collapsed and moving to our separate corners. Then the mental sound of the bell rang for round 2 when I began to brush up against you. Sunlight set on you, and you were there looking all thirsty for another taste. It was calling you just like it did Pookie, but you wanted to act like a new jack, pretending to be hard. It didn't matter that it was in the height of the summer, sweating and panting as our bodies collided. I even think I heard myself saying, "Ooh, Mookie," instead of his name. Thankfully, he was into concentrating on the exact stroke to hit the right spot to really set it off. All the while, making it mo better. He looked at me and I saw that sparkle in his eye. He looked at me and saw that sparkle in my eye, and he knew he had me. In my mind, I kept thinking of the tune, "What can I do with this feeling?" And that was the moment I knew I was hooked on his love, or rather his loving. Meanwhile, I was trying to give him something he could feel. But soon months would go by, and this guy was just offering me a piece of his love until he was eventually saying, "Goodbye, love." Not trying to accept what he was saying, I continued to ask, "Is this the end?" And looking crazy and lost in love, while his actions, not always words, said, "You're not my kind of girl." In peace.
All right, Nicole.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
So my first favorite things were my kids and my grandkids. And secondly, I have passion for social, to do something about social injustices, have been like that my whole life. And my third one is my career as a registered nurse. And so this is called "We Are Registered Nurses. What is your superpower?" Destiny was branded in my brain. Age 5 is when it came. Compassion, empathy grew. And RN I was to be, I knew. Called to duty so very young, my mission, my purpose unsung. People lay helpless, sick, afraid of illness, weak, anemic. We teach, explain, lend our strength, fear they cannot feign. We comfort those whose lives are precariously lived until they die. In daily struggle, working short-staffed, we pull together and hone our craft. Staying overtime if the next shift is short staffed, we cry, we laugh, and extra miles are often walked to sit with those deep in thought. Assessments made throughout our shifts monitor for changes swift. Tests, x-rays, and scans, we make time to hold their hands. Compassion, kindness will soothe their souls, take time to console. We are the eyes and ears of doctors. They trust us with their orders. Midnight calls when a patient falls and being told off for making the call. Nursing is not so glamorous, not Grey's Anatomy, ER, or Nurse Jackie. It's hard work, physical labor, backs that bow, aching legs and swollen feet. It's stress. Upgrading skills is constant, learning never ends. Adrenaline flows with a team on the floor, charting meds, dressings we dread. There isn't any place I'd rather be or any career I'd rather do. Andrea Wheaton, RN, real nurse. That's me.
All right.
Okay, Andrea. That's what's up.
This piece is called "A Love of My Own." I'm ready to give in order to receive a love of my own. See, I've already spent over half my life working. Now I'm ready to have a king share my throne. I am love personified. You said I was your piece. Each time we were together, my door is always open, yet I find myself hoping for a love of my own. You say you miss me, all of me, not just my body. Saying you're looking forward to our session. Is that what it is? I know each time we're together, I learn something new, a love or life lesson about me or you. See, I no longer want to be afraid to give my heart. I know because I already tried it. Now I can't deny it. I want a love of my own. I've given so much over the years. I'm ready to receive. I don't think love from you is a hard thing to achieve. I don't have to try hard to articulate how I feel about you. I don't want to deny it. I'm ready to try it. The feeling is getting stronger down to the bone, quite simply to have you, a love of my own. And that's that piece.
Oh, definitely dope. Fresh.
I'm sorry, was enjoying everything. Um, the name of this piece is A Desolate Shore. As I walk excuse me. As I walk this shore of desolate hearts, engulfed in blackness, where the crescent moon is lost, feel the heaviness of water against earth, inhaling atmospheres of salt and sea. I am an abandoned alien alone in this new universe. There is sorrow in every chamber of my being. Is this a glimpse of God's loneliness? I miss you. So in desperation, I fall to my knees to chart a course in sand, to set sail for the skyline of your eyes. Navigating from my inner compass and yearning, I attempt to cross the abyss of my doubt. I feel the heaviness of water against earth. I'm fighting waves as they sway. I drift away. I drift away. Thank you.
Yes, Brian. Thank
All
you.
right, Brian.
Ryan, always bringing it.
This is a piece I titled Crowned Lover. Life changed when I'm next to who? Enjoying time is a better view. Memorable moments like high school I appreciate more than you. Walk and talk, a lot of hard to breathe, face to face, that's what I see. Bring all four elements into your world, let me dive in you where your soul be. Guard your physical, cover your aura as if I'm sky high. Tears of joy, that's pure happiness, kiss the world, just don't ask why. Feel yourself for the first time, been a long time since your first time. Let our love bond as we blind, touching all things that are aligned. Language that we speak is endearment of respect. Stay tuned and plugged in so we won't have to reflect. Carry your thoughts inside of whatever is heavy till it's released. Still sharp as a crease, rub your arms, thighs, and feet. Back held and touch, relax all what is tensing you. I'm the boo you never knew, but no, I do what I do. Embrace the king's truth and how he moves around you. Checking your fuse as my queen. I'm the one that be true, king.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can y'all hear
Stone?
me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I had to get on my tablet because my phone did the, dun dun dun. I like I said, I wrote down 3 words. Third weed. The third word is weed. I don't. Anybody who knows me personally should not be surprised. So my final freestyle is going to be because this is one of my favorite things. It's not just a favorite thing; it's just a necessity. So I'm dedicating this freestyle to Mary Jane. There was a time in my life when I was young, my body wasn't acting right. I was married and I had a toddler. Actually, at the time, I was 27, so she was a preschooler. And I realized that I didn't have the same quality of life that I had previously. You have to understand this. I was born in a bubble and I always had allergies. There were lots of things going on with me that hadn't been diagnosed, but I wasn't receiving them. I was rebuking them and I was just being me. But when the doctor said that I had SLE, that's the type of lupus. There was nothing I could do except be cognizant of all the things that it would limit me to do. They were prescribing things like opiates and injections for pain medication. And I had seen people that I loved and celebrities who died from these things previously. Let me be honest with you. It's a whole conversation I had with me. Girl, bye. I ain't gonna be able to do it. So something that came to mind. I remember previously when I had an asthma attack or an anxiety attack, and I smoked weed. And the next thing that I knew, I was okay and I was back to me. So all I could think was, Mary Jane was my friend. She would always take care of me. I would be protected. I would feel like I was okay. I'd be able to go on even if it was a really bad pain day. You know that chart that they show you at the doctor's office, and the first one is a smiley face, and the last one is in tears, and they go 0 to 10? I was always a 10, my dears. I did not want that to be end of my game. I didn't want y'all to associate sickness, illness, or diagnosis with my name. I just simply had to be able to not man up because I'm a woman, but woman up and do my damn thing. And then I realized that's something that had been in my life since I was 10 years old. I remember I came home from school when I was in the 5th grade and I was blowed. My dad was a pot smoker and he said to me, "Baby, are you high?" Like Craig in the movie Friday, I tried to wipe it off so that he wouldn't see high all over me, but he still did. And he laughed and he told me, "Go to the kitchen, get 2 Twinkies, a bag of chips, and something to drink. I'll be here and roll up another one and you're going to have a conversation with me." On that very day, my dad told me it wasn't because I was cute or smart, it was because I was a girl. There were boys in my school who would make sure that I smoked every day, and this would be the epicenter of their world. They would try to woo me and smoke with me so they could get in my panties. But they didn't know that I had made a promise to God when I don't even know how old, to hold on to my virginity until I was married. So when I married First Biblical Solomon, I was 21 and had never had sex previously. The thing that I did was because I had seen all these teenage moms, not just classmates and friends, but my cousins too, who were baby mamas, but none of them were wives. So my thought was this: I'd be in better shape if I got married. And to my surprise, the day that came open for our pastor to make sure that our union was blessed, the first one on his calendar was April 20th. I digress. He didn't even know it was smoke day, and I was thinking, oh my God, I'm so high I can't feel my face. So I walked down the aisle with my father, who was also high. And he said, "We don't have to do this. You're not pregnant. You don't owe these people anything. Let's just go back home and hide." I was like, "No, Dad, I love him with every part of me." And even though he's from Oklahoma City, which they said there was nothing there but red dirt, steers, and queers, I didn't understand that at the time, but I got it eventually. The reality was this: you love who you love, you do what you do. And for me, cannabis has been medication and not a crutch. I'm Gina Storm. Thank you for indulging me. In peace.
Love you, Gina.
Love
All
you,
right.
Nicole. Thank y'all.
This piece is called Life Lessons. I learned all about love. It used to be all I ever dreamed of. It is beautiful, encompassing. It is forever, yet fleeting. The price to pay when it's lost, my God, love comes at a high cost. I learned that life doesn't come easy. And I learned not to be lazy in decision making, to be precise, not to waver or I'll pay the price. Really, to obey is better than to sacrifice. Life doesn't come with a guarantee. It is not easy. Yet in this education of life, I need peace, my solitude, not strife. The water calls to me, bringing me peace, hope on the rest of my journey. I learned you can't tell grown people what to do with their lives or offer advice on how one strives to live, to give, whom to love. Just keep praying to the one above. That's what I'm going to do. I'm forever praying for my family, friends, and you. I learned never to have shame. When I'm so tired, I hardly know my name. When I'm so heavy, I could cry. After all I've done, all I could do is stand by, to surrender and let the Almighty take it from here, to intercede without ceasing for all I hold dear. A final life lesson is about love, to love as he loved us, knowing it's hard to hold that cup yet again. It's better to love than not at all. And even knowing this, I still have that self-erected wall. And that's that piece.
You better come through, sis.
Thank you.
You been lighting it up all night.
Okay. This piece is titled Today and Tomorrow, No Yesterday. Some want the hustle, women want the muscle, ladies want the cuddle, my queen embraced the double. Prayers answered by the creator, never passing. No longer is she asking because everything happened. Eyes of the source, allow her feelings to receive exactly what she need, and together we plant seeds. The way couples breathe, it's a king and queen moment. Respect is on the table, therefore no unexplained hoping. Spoken is the words that last long in both minds. Acknowledge all the signs coming from the divine. Captured is the image of love represented. When you feel the great ascension, your soul feel different. King.
You better spit that.
Thank you.
I should.
I say. Your mic is muted, Lady A.
Andrea? Okay.
This is called Luna. There is a place not far from here where walls of gossamer divide us. One much love passed through this wall, eternity now between us. A gifted woman said to me, "There is a man, are you aware? He says there is a special place, only you and he knows where." She continued channeling this spirit man. I knew him right away. The place I rendezvous with him, she said, was not his grave. We stood one night, the sky was clear, the stars like diamonds twinkling. Our vine-like arms entwined us, the moment was enchanting. Time so unforgettable, remembered all these years. Each month I gaze into the sky. We meet when the full moon appears. End poem.
Ooh. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Brian.
That was lovely. That was lovely, Lady A. I like that one. The name of this piece is called Woman. But don't be alarmed because the brother got sponsors, so it's not erotic.
Right.
I know that's right.
Pick your brand.
Brother got to pay them bills, right? Okay, so Woman. It is always the women that suffer the most, for they are the radiant things, loving without measure. The heavens grant but only one gate into existence. You are the passage, carrier of the holy Ankh residing between your thighs. You are the worthy one. Make them bow down. Let them worship. Fingernails and backs subdue them easily. Let them die slowly in moans and bated breath. Merge. Love them into oblivion. Let them tremble. Create life. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
To the point. All right, brother.
All right, so it's called Gambling Heart. Probably heard it before, but I kind of like this one. So, Gambling Heart. First things first, let me put all the cards onto the table. I must confess to you what thoughts encompass my mind. Although I'm a little hesitant of the way you could respond, it's necessary that I continue. Because I consider the very moments shared, and I come to realize that I don't want them to end. No, I don't covet all of your time. However, I do wish you could offer a small fragment of it without a request. There is no way to explain how I feel when you're around, or how you always seem to create a smile on my face as well as my heart. Sometimes I sense that I'm somewhat selfish, though, because when you're near, I'd rather not see you depart from me. But I understand when you pull away and you're cautious of being with me. I suppose it's because some of your past relationships let you down. Just realize that I'm not here to hurt or crush you. I only hope to enhance your life by being there when you might need an attentive listener, or maybe a shoulder or body to lean on. I desire to touch your deepest feelings and cast rays of light over all the darkness you have ever felt. So, permit me to stroke your intellect, soothe your physical needs, and cradle your emotions as if they were mine. In effort to heal any ache that has been placed on your heart before, let me take on the role as your physician. I can prescribe the medicine for your cure. Allow me to be your masseuse so I can massage away the previous pain. Wait, I must pause to acknowledge I may be a little forward in sharing my sentiments, or somewhat premature in my approach. If I am, please forgive me and accept my most sincere and profound apology. In the event that you do not feel as I do, take note that I do not retreat or give up so easily. Knowing this, make sure you have your escape route thought out carefully, and be warned, I intend to form a blockade and put you under siege, at least until you surrender your heart to me. In peace.
Oh, shucks. You go, Nicole. That was nice.
Thank you.
All right. This piece I titled Let's Rock on the Boat. Met this nice young lady on the ferry headed over to Delaware, where my mind was set on buying sneakers and some gear. Here we are seated next to each other. She sees my iPad, inquiring about the photo and the symbol on my art bag. So, conversation started as I explained that I am an author. Poetry is my subject, and I am a good talker. She asked to hear my work if I didn't mind the time. Spoke out a few poems projecting certain lines. Told me, wow, very interesting words on how you speak. I explained my spiritual journey on how I walk on every week. And there is a different vibe that I allow in my space. Also, I said to her, I'm loving the pretty smile on your face. Her eyes lift up, and I said, love, what you have written. Reciprocated to her that I'm happy you want to listen. Mentioned to her that Amazon carried my books. She said, thank you, I will check it out. Joel's so good. As we pull into the dock in Delaware, we exchange numbers. Feels great being a wonder in the summer, the wave runner, King.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
And that concludes awesome night. Awesome. You guys did a fabulous job. I was sitting back here playing with my phone, but I was listening to every word. Uh, one of the things about poetry is it can go either way. It could be sensual. It could be political. It takes on the narrative on the writer on what they're trying to represent. So like I tell every week I say this to you guys, I get the front row seat. So everybody in the chat, we appreciate you guys for joining the show tonight. They put an awesome display of words together tonight. And, sometimes you guys need to realize. Sometimes, like Brian said earlier, thank you for allowing this platform to be you guys' home. And sometimes pat yourself on the back for you guys are remarkable poets, whether you realize it or not, or whether you feel like you're being noticed. Trust me, you're being noticed. Any final thoughts? Anybody got any final thoughts or comments?
Great
Appreciate
night.
everybody. For,
Thank you.
It was a great night.
Been a beautiful show.
it
Absolutely.
was
I'm about to do a
definitely.
Brian.
I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. And you know, as I always say, peace, love, and poetry. And marvelous time.
Um, with that in the chat, thanks for joining the show tonight. Take care. Have a blessed week.
All right.
Good night,